What's up, guys? Howie now here, and welcome to the Linking Slinkies. Nailed it this week. Nailed
Got it right.
Just a couple of mates who thought they were pretty funny in high school and needed an excuse to catch up now that we're old dads with busy schedules. We hope to make just one person laugh every week, but if we don't, that's fine. We're just stoked that we have an hour locked in our offices and everyone knows not to disturb us. That's us. How you doing, Al?
Good, mate. Good, mate. How's things?
Look, not bad. You can't just say not bad in a podcast. Like, we have to say something, can we? Like, it's, normally you have a conversation.
Great podcast, mate.
Great podcast. Anyway, start the outro. I'm just getting exhausted.
Well, this is our second episode, mate. Were you happy with the first?
It was not bad. Yeah,
not bad.
Not bad.
A bit more than that.
I thought it went well. I think we adopted "if you're not winning, you're learning." So we sat down and we had a look at the things we could do better. I think we had a bit of a chat during the week.
Yeah.
This isn't news to you, like you were there too. So.
Oh yeah, I was there, mate. Yeah, I need to stop saying "like" and "literally" so much.
And I need to have the microphone closer to my throat.
Yes.
So far away, you hear everything in my street.
Very good. Now, I realized as well, in the last podcast, I sounded like a total douche because you were trying to play guitar and you did a fine job. And I said, I can play better than you. I don't even, I'm not even a proper guitarist. Like, I just muck around and play guitar. Why did I say that?
I know, like, you are better than me. Like, there's no doubt.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm no proper guitarist. But anyway, for our fans that were dying for continuity, last week I said I will look up the tab. So what was the song again?
What's My Age Again by Blink-182. I just want to quickly add in that, this is kind of like the Slinky incident all over again. We just carried on a bit.
Yeah, maybe I'm a bit hormonal at the moment. What's My Age Again tab? I'm going to take up as minimal time as possible on this. Here's a guitar I have earlier. All right. What's my age again? What is it? 9. Now, what if we just have a podcast where we read out tab? 9, 11, 11, 11, 9. Ready?
Now you do it much quicker.
There we go.
There we go. Not bad. Not bad. I want you to practice that for next week. That's your homework.
No more practicing guitar live on the podcast. I'm just going to cut that whole thing out.
No, it's good. So, what's this week's episode called, Alex?
This week's episode is going to be called Hey Brandon.
Can you tell us a little bit more about why the episode's called Hey Brandon?
I can indeed. So this is one of my pet peeves.
What's your name again? What's your name?
My name is Alex Brandon.
There we go.
But my work sets the emails up as surname, first name. So even though my email address is Alex Brandon, blah, 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 everyone starts every single email with, "Hey, Brandon." Every single time. I can literally walk down to the office, the back office, and I'll talk to someone and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, Alex, I need a new monitor, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "All right, just send me an email." By the time I get back to my desk, I'll get the email and I open it up and it reads, "Hey, Brandon." They just called me Alex 5 minutes before that and they typed the email out, "Hey, Brandon." Like, I get I have 2 first names, but come on, like, why would Alex be my last name?
You've been snapping me this for over a year, I reckon. This has been going on for a long time.
Long time. But it happened on my personal email as well the other day.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
But, my daughter's gymnastic teacher sent me an email that said, "Hi, Brandon. In my email address, it's Alex Brandon at blah, blah, blah." How do you even get Brandon out of that? Do they really think my last name is Alex, or are they just not thinking?
Brandon, Alex. But yeah, look, what's incredible is then you have all the other people at your work where you do not take the opportunity to use their last name.
Yeah.
It's like you hold yourself higher to what they do, but there is some rippers that I would like. There was this one, and it was like a huge Sri Lankan last name. And her first name was like Tina or something. So it was really obvious what her first name was.
Yeah.
And she called you Hey Brandon. And I just really wanted you to be like, hey, the 3-paragraph last name, and then continue on with your email.
I do that sometimes with the people I know well enough, and they can have a joke around. Good. But I got to start doing it to all people. So they start actually calling me my name finally.
How do we fix it?
I'm just going to change my name. It's just at this point, it's just easier to change my name. I'm just going to be Brandon.
Brandon.
BB.
So, Hey Brandon is the name of the episode, but the theme is then what annoys us the most. And I reckon there's probably going to be a few people that share this a little bit as well. So I think it's a good episode. What grinds your... No, that's taken.
Yeah.
Can't copyright that. Just what annoys us. So, hey, Brandon, we've ticked that off. That's done.
Definitely. Hey, Brandon, don't call me Brandon. You know, every email from every listener we get from now on is just going to be, hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon. I reckon we get shirts. Hey, Brandon. I reckon we really...
Merch.
It's the brand. Hey, Brandon.
The brand is branded.
The brand is branded. The brand is branded.
My ancestors will be proud.
So are you in lockdown or are you allowed out?
We just got out of lockdown, but we still have to wear masks. Although where I live in Brisbane, just south of Brisbane, near a place called Binley, which is, for those listening in Tamworth, is the Coaldale of Brisbane. Basically, it's not the best place. No one is really wearing a mask here, even though it's the law.
No, it's the law. So I guess what annoys us, COVID is kind of up there. Like, there's not much we can do about it.
Yeah.
There's no point getting upset. Like, it's no one's fault. But yeah, it's on our list as what is annoying us. And it's like when our babies cry, it's not their fault, but it's pretty annoying, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it. So yeah. No, what annoys me most about COVID is people talking about COVID.
Yeah.
You know, like every day someone's giving you an update. Every day someone says, I can't do this because of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably that sentence. But even the one on the news, unprecedented times, just really gets me going.
Although I will say, due to COVID has got me out of trouble a few times. Alex, why hasn't my monitor showed up yet? Just due to COVID, you know.
Due to COVID.
A lot of people wanted monitors. So
just can't get them out of Korea.
I will remember to order that now that due to COVID, I forgot.
Due to COVID. Yeah, no, that's fair. I have used it once or twice too.
There we go.
Yeah, mainly because if you just don't know the answer to something.
Yeah.
It's just like someone asks you, like, ask me a question. Ask me any question.
What's your favorite type of guitar?
Look, due to COVID, I can't answer that.
Okay.
It doesn't have to make sense. If you just put due to COVID, everyone's just like, oh yeah, fair enough. And yeah, you know, you go to Kmart and they're just like, can you wear a mask? You're like, oh, yes, I can. Like, there's no point yelling at you. Like, it's not your fault. But so everyone just says because of COVID gets you out of literally anything. But that sentence, due to COVID and unprecedented times, we need to find something else, I think.
I think we're finally in precedented times by now.
Yeah. How long do you have to be before it's precedented times? Is that the opposite? Yeah.
During these precedented times?
Yeah, it seems
what
pretty...
does precedented even mean?
I don't know.
Is it even a word?
Let's ask Uncle Google.
Well, I'm sure unprecedented means unpredictable, right? Why don't they just say during these unpredictable times? No one said the word unprecedented before COVID.
Having or supported or justified by a precedent. Unprecedented, having no precedent.
And what is... I've failed English. What is...
Yeah, look, I have some really intelligent friends that are probably going to jump on this a whole segment right now and just go to town.
Yeah.
But look, I think we're averagely intelligent blokes. Like, we're not super intelligent. We're not dumb. We just don't. We just don't know what the difference is. Like, yeah, how often do we keep going before this is just normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, guys. 100 cases.
Precedented.
No longer unprecedented. Beautiful. So what annoys you the most, Alex?
I mean, lots of things annoy me besides Hey Brandon. I was listening to the Dr. Carl podcast, mate, which I love Dr. Carl. Do you know who Dr. Carl is?
Not really.
So for our 3 listeners listening overseas, he's a pretty famous Australian doctor. He's on Triple J. And he has a segment where people just call up their science questions. So it's a great segment. I like it, but it drives me nuts. So you can ask him anything, right? Anything, and he's such a general great scientist that he'll like be able to answer it in detail. So people will either call up and say this: "Hey, my name's Matt from Byron. Just wondering, hey, Dr. Carl, why is the sky blue?" Why would you waste your question on something that takes 3 seconds to Google? Like, I don't know why the sky's blue. I assume it's the sun and the reflection and water or whatever. But why call into radio and ask, why is the sky blue? So that's half of the question. That's 3/4 of the questions. The other quarter are like this. Hi, my name's Stacy. I'm just wondering why every time I go for a run, my left cheek hurts. And he goes, well, does it happen all the time, Stacy? Nah, just sometimes when I go for a run. What is he going to say? Like, is he your doctor? They're calling up about specific medical things happening to them. And he goes, oh, well, the thing about evolution is it doesn't always have to be correct, but, you've evolved and you've got a bit of cross wires there, Stacey. So the important thing is about exercise and just keep running. Why would you call up to ask, why is the sky blue? Or why would you call up and say, every time I do one specific task, my left cheek hurts?
I want to see what his credentials are, because he's an Australian scientist communicator. So I'm assuming he's not
Dr. Carl.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's not a GP. Like, nothing against Dr. Carl. He sounds like a great bloke. But and no, nothing against him. It's just more the people asking the questions. Like, let's educate the people asking the questions, right? It's like a trade. You got like a handyman, and then you got a builder that builds specifically houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're asking a handyman something very specific about building a house. So he's
like a
scientist,
general scientist, I guess.
He's like a general scientist that knows his shit, all right? But if you're asking them why my left glute hurts, like, you should probably go to the physio and ask them, or an osteo. Yeah. So maybe he just needs to say, hey, you got questions about space and shit. Like, that's my jam.
Some people do, like, he's good with space and stuff, and some people do call up, but or if they call up about space, they'll go, oh, what's a black hole? Like, how many times has that been asked? Or can you not Google that? Like,
so what would be a good question?
Why don't my friends like me? How to make a good podcast? Dr. Carl, your podcast is pretty popular. What do you do, mate?
What do you do? Do you reckon he'll reach it?
Listeners.
Do you reckon we can tag Dr. Carl and see if we give us some?
Yeah.
Because we have such a huge following.
Yeah.
Is the Instagram page up yet? No, I got to make the Instagram page, don't I?
Yeah. It's your job. Anyway, Dr. Carl, love the podcast, mate. Keep it up. Good job.
Good job, Dr. Carl. Well done, Dr. Carl. What's next? Drive safe. Oh, nothing pisses me off more. Like, every time you get in the car to go outside of your town, everyone's like, drive safe.
Yeah.
Nah. It's because how many backflips I can do on my way from here to Sydney. Like, why do you have to tell me that?
You just went to Newcastle, mate. Did you drive safe?
No, I did everything but drive safe.
I forgot to tell you.
Mm.
Sorry,
You didn't
man. I
tell
forgot
me.
to tell you to
Yeah.
drive safe.
And mum was in the car too, so no one's going to tell me if mum's in the car.
Ah,
Like, what would driving unsafe be? Like, if we
yeah.
took it down, it's like using my lips for the pedals,
Yeah.
no seatbelt, keeping the handbrake half on.
But also, if you're going to drive crazy, would your mum
Mm.
saying drive safe make you drive safe? It'd make me want to
Oh.
drive more unsafe.
It makes me want to drive more unsafe. It makes me want to take risks.
Or it's like when someone's walking down the stairs and you're like, oh, be careful. Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah.
I was about to jump down this whole set of stairs before you said, be careful.
Yeah, whilst I
I
was
never-
concentrating on being careful, I'm now thinking about
Yeah. Yeah. Why didn't I think of being careful? Thank you.
it.
Thanks, Karen. No worries. I won't fall down these stairs today. I've really felt like I fall down the stairs. Don't think I'll do it anymore.
I think we have a certain amount of words in this life, and we don't want to waste them, and we're wasting them. Be careful. 2 words down. There you go. You'll be sitting on your deathbed trying to say goodbye to your family, and you're going to run out of words.
Yeah.
all you'll be able to say is drive safe.
Grandma, is everything okay? I'm dying. Please share your last words of wisdom. Drive safe. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to get that on my gravestone now, mate.
Drive safe. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing bothers me more. And it's without fail. Like, no matter what, for my entire life since getting my license, I don't think I've gone outside of Tamworth without relatives in the car. And I have not. No, even with relatives in the car, like friends and family, other friends and family have said, I hope you drive safe. Hope you have a good time. Drive safe. Drive safe. Drive safe.
Well, instead of saying drive safe, what could they say to you instead of drive safe?
Have a good time. Let us know if you need anything.
Yeah, that's all right.
Here's some money. Make it a competition. Look, if you get back safely, I'll give you $1.
I like that.
Something like that. Let's change the game. Hashtag change the game.
That's it.
No more drive safe.
So is your drive safe my hey Brandon?
Drive safe is mine. Oh no, hey Brandon's really up there though, because they're sitting like you're in the same office. They know you.
Yeah.
They know your name is Alex. But when they email you, they think it's someone else.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Yeah, it blows me away every day. So every day Alex sends me bulk snaps of this, and every day I'm blown away with how many snaps I receive. Like you'd think 12 months later, you'd think the message would have got around that his name's not Brandon. Like, have they said it to you in like a CC'd email and your boss has just gone, hey guys, his name's not Brandon?
No. But
no one stood up for you?
And my last name, it's spelled Brandon, which isn't as common as Brendan and Brandon for first names. But we did have a Brandon Lee that worked for us. And as you've seen in my Snapchat a couple of weeks ago, he sent out an email saying, hi, everyone, blah, blah, blah. I'm, leaving this company, blah, blah, blah. Thank God. Goodbye. Good riddance. And I finally got to reply. You know what I replied? Thanks,
hey,
Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Just said, hey, Brandon. Thanks, Brandon.
So was his first name Brandon?
His first name was Brandon. His last name,
yeah.
Well, I won't say his last name. Oh, okay.
You're
out there.
I was gonna say you should have said thanks, Lee.
Thanks, Lee. Yeah. Thanks, Lee.
Fair enough.
Drive
So
safe,
what annoys you most about your job?
So what annoys me most about my job? So basically, I will go around, and a lot of my work is just replacing computer equipment. And I go up to people. I'm like, oh, your monitor's a bit old. Would you like a new one? Oh, I've used it for 5 years, but it does have a bit of a green tinge. Yeah, I don't want to be a burden, but yeah, if you could order me one. No worries, Karen. I'll go and order you a new monitor. So I go back and I raise the purchase order to order her a new monitor. And the next day, I get an email from Karen. Hey, Brandon, of course. Hey, Brandon, just wondering if my monitor's here. And I'm like, the monitor that we talked about yesterday that I ordered yesterday. Yeah, that's the one. No. Due to COVID, we've got a bit of a delay on monitors. Like,
you didn't order it,
could
did
you give it a bit? I'm not walking to JB with my credit card to go get a monitor. People need to approve these things, mate. Come on. Due to COVID, there's a restriction on how many emails you can send me.
There's like 5 "Hey Brandon" emails you need to send.
Yeah.
Before someone comes back and says, "Hey Brandon, this has been approved."
It's so much like that. There's so much approval for everything.
Yeah. I can't wait till one day you need to show an email as proof of identity.
Yeah.
This isn't you, mate.
Yeah.
This is Brendan Alex.
Yeah.
No, it's me, I swear. I'm the ICT coordinator.
Yeah. That drives me nuts. Anyway, they've used the same monitor for 5 years and then they get greedy. It's the same with the phones. Like I'll be replacing somebody's phone that they've been using for 5 years and they go, "Oh, it's still all right. It's all right, mate. But if you got another one, you go order a new one, mate." And then I go order a new one. 2 days later, "Hey, Brandon, a new phone in?" "No, mate. No."
I'll let you know.
No. Due to COVID, there's a delay on phones longer than 2 days. It only takes like a week, maybe 2 tops.
How long does it sit on your desk before you let them know it's in?
Well, I really hope nobody from my work ever listens to this podcast.
You don't have to tell
because
us
it
then.
sits on my desk for 2 minutes and then gets delivered straight away.
You sure? Every time? 2 minutes?
It honestly depends how much you like someone, how quickly things get happened. Things get done. So if you're a nice person and you're good to me and you don't call me Brandon in the emails, you might get your monitor pretty quick. If you're a Karen character and you're asking where's your fucking monitor every 2 days, there might be a COVID delay on that one, Karen.
COVID delay. But never piss off your chef. Never piss off your IT guy.
It totally is like that.
They will ruin your life. Yeah.
Not so much in this job, but in, let's just say, past jobs, not specific one. I think you know what I'm talking about. I was exchange admin, which meant I had access to everybody's emails. Everybody. From the janitor to the head of that organization who I worked for. So don't piss off the people in IT because they can see everything on your computer, your emails, everything. Most of the time, they don't have time to check everything. So people get over paranoid at work, like, "Oh, work's checking my emails, like everything." They're not checking if they don't have a reason to check because there's so many people. But if you give them a reason to check, chances are they're going to find something.
Yeah, there's a lot that can happen. If someone actually tries and has it in for you, like anything,
Just don't give them a reason to, is my bit of advice. Treat your IT people well, and they will treat you well by leaving you alone. That's the best thing the IT people can do to you. Besides fixing your problems, then you never want to hear from them again.
But now knowing that, if I was in IT and someone's been super nice to me, I'd be like, "I wonder what's in their email." Like, you pick up on it. Yeah, it's too nice. There's something juicy in there. Password 1234.
But it's like phones as well, because I look after phones, so I get all the old phones handed in. And back in the day, people didn't know how to wipe their phone before giving it to me. It's not my fault if I happen to go into that phone and see things that people left on there that I knew that they were juicy on there. Wipe your phone.
Wipe your phone. There's so many people out there before handing their phone back and just wiping it with like a cloth now. Wiping. But whilst you've been talking about that, I've been thinking that in an office job, we know it's pretty well like cancer. It's going to kill you. You just don't know when.
Yeah. Wow, that's so good.
And the most exciting thing about your day is when someone offers you something new. So whether it's a screen, a new mouse pad, a new phone. Like I remember I was in this one job and like the people were great. I loved it. But the job was so boring. And outside of hanging out with those people during the day when we had a bit of fun, the actual job itself was pretty boring. Anyway, one day we got new phones and they were just like earpieces. And it was the most exciting day. I remember I couldn't sleep the night before. I got to work early for once. Like normally I was 10 minutes late every day. I got to work like half hour early and I like installed these new phones. And I wanted to answer every call that day. Like which office job do you answer the phone as soon as it rings? No, the phone rings 4 or 5 times and everyone looks out of the corner of the eye to see who's going to answer the call first. And no one does until someone gets sick of that phone call ringing. Everyone all day was just bang, first ring, straight onto it. And then the novelty wore off after about 3 hours until the next new thing comes. Until the next new thing comes. I think the next new thing was like new coffee. It was instant.
Yeah.
It was a new brand of coffee. Everyone's like, oh, so same again. Lost sleep that night. Got to work early. Like it's just so.
I wonder if this one will mix well.
Yeah, I think in your job you have to appreciate that people have nothing else to look forward to except that screen turning up.
Yeah, right. It's just so mundane and boring. But maybe I'm reading that email as, hey, fuck you, Brandon. Where's my screen, mate?
Yeah.
Whereas I should be reading it as, I hate my job. I want to jump off this building. Please give me some small hope chance. Let me kill 4 hours by trying to plug in my new monitor, tell people about my new monitor, show off my new monitor, change my settings for an hour, and don't kill myself.
And then people will be efficient for the next 1 hour with their actual job.
Yeah.
And then they'll be bored of it and waiting for the next thing.
So everyone at my work has dual monitors now.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, dual monitors used to be fancy for nerds. Like it was only nerds and fucking geeks that had two monitors. What do you need 2 monitors for? So when we did the rollout of dual screens, guess what the number 1 line was? Once you go from 1 screen to 2 screens.
Why did you go from 1 screen to 2 screens?
No, the number 1 line was, oh, now I have to do twice as much work. I had to hear that 300 times. No, Steve, just because you got another monitor doesn't mean you have to do twice as much work. It just means you can have your emails on one and Facebook on the other, or whatever you're browsing on the other. Yeah. Now I've got to do twice as much work. If I ever hear that again, I'm going to drive safe into a tree.
Well, you can just say, now you don't have to print as much, which is what it's designed to do.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on printing, mate.
So what about other sayings? Like I went for a hike last weekend, which was really cool.
Nice.
And it's another one of those office mundane things, or drive safe kind of thing. It was every single person you walk past on the way up, they'll just be like, nearly there.
Oh,
every single, and you're not nearly there because you've done the walk before. And I was like, nearly there.
That's the worst, because if you're at the start and you're just starting, people will be saying it sarcastically, like, nearly there, mate.
And then you're at the top and you're exhausted and someone's like, you're nearly there, come on.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but the last thing I want to do is make conversation as I walk up this hill. I'm nearly there. I know that. But again, it's one of those things that people just trying to be nice. I think, but I had this one guy. I was just thinking that it would be the bossest move if like this person's just running up behind you and just gives you a butt tap and goes, come on, champ, and just runs past. Like, wouldn't that just be there was people running the hill, right? And my knees barely allowing me to walk it, but it was fun. Like I enjoyed it. And yeah, I just thought it'd be great if someone just ran past, butt tap, nearly there, champ, and then runs past you. Anyway, this one guy ran past us, come back down, and I'm like, all right, he's keen. And then we're on our way down, and he runs up again. I'm like, why? What are you doing? This hike's like 2 hours. This guy's just running it. This guy ran it twice, and he's on. Oh, not only is he running it, he's on the phone having a conversation.
The only thing that would have annoyed me more is if it was a cold morning and every single person you pass go, "Oh, bit nippy today." Bit cold today. Yeah. It's cold. That's why we're wearing a jumper. Next person. Bit cold today, eh? Yep. It's cold. What do you say to that? Yes.
Yes.
Bit cold today. Yes. Correct.
Hang on. And then you just undo this weather kit.
Yeah.
And just take half out. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah, you're right. It's cold.
Or they get out a portable radio and go, hang on, tune into community radio. Here's the latest weather update.
It goes every 5 minutes. Just wait. It'll be on the second. Yeah, you're right. It is cold today. Wasn't there something at your work you said every single day you'd be waiting at the water cooler or the copier, or you'd walk past someone and they'd say something to you every single day without fail?
Besides, hey, Brandon?
No, it was something else. I remember we used to talk about it when I was driving for work. Like every single day, someone would be like, the weather, or, how was your weekend, or something like that.
Remember now?
How was your weekend's a good one, because no one cares what you say.
No one cares what you say.
Did you have a good weekend? Yeah, I did this, and this, and they've already switched off.
Oh, it's straight away. It's like, why would they care about your kids or your life? Like, they're just saying it to be polite.
Yeah. Some people can't stand silence. Like, I'm a very introverted extrovert. Like, I can talk if I need to.
Yeah.
But most of the time I just, just don't have the energy. And it may seem wasting those words. It may seem rude, and I apologize if it seems rude. I do care about you. It's just, I don't think you want to tell me about your weekend.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to agree with me if it's cold or not.
Especially if, like, earlier on, working with a lot of older people when I was early 20s. So weekends were pretty crazy back in your early 20s, back in my day. And you would go out and get loose and go crazy and do some really fun stuff. And they'd be like, how's your weekend? I'm like, oh, pretty quiet. Had a bit of a quiet one, actually.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, that's good. Good to have a quiet one. Hey, yeah. Like,
yeah. I mixed mushrooms and MDMA on top of my Fruit Loops, and that's how my Saturday started, Mary. And you're about to strap in because we're about to go on a ride.
And she probably
breakfast was at 12 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. And she probably had a glass of box wine on Saturday and thought she was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, how was your weekend? How's your weekend, Alex? Look, Saturday I woke up about 12. I mixed MDMA, had mushrooms on my Fruit Loops.
I'm still going.
That's when the weekend started for me, Mary. It's just all uphill from there.
Yeah. What about yourself? Yeah. Oh, just a quiet one. Just a quiet one.
Oh,
that's good. That's good, Mary. Just a quiet one.
Just a quiet one. Apps for everything. What's that?
So, apps for everything, mate. There is an app for everything, and it drives me insane. If investors are listening, here's my pitch. Okay. Get me on, what's that, Dragon's Den. I have an app for the light bulb in my daughter's room. I have a different app for the light bulb in my bathroom. I have a different app for my air conditioner. I have a different app to turn the lights off in my lounge room. I have an app for my middle daughter's daycare. I have an app for my eldest daughter's canteen at her school just to order her lunch. I have an app for everything. So
actually, hang on.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like, remember when we used to have to write on a brown bag what we wanted and put money in the bag? Yeah. Now that's pretty cool. Yeah. Never mind.
No, you're off my team, mate. You're off my team. Here's my pitch. Make one app that does it all. Why
I've-
can't my app turn off my lights and order my daughter's canteen lunch?
It's kind of
Why
your
do
phone, though, right?
Why does it have to be apps? Are you with me or against me?
I'm with you. I get it. But I think your phone is the one device that does it all, and then
You
the
know
app
me.
is then a different.
I like to cut down on my apps. I want
Mm.
minimal apps on my phone. I have an
I think-
Android phone. I remove all the bloatware on it, all that crappy Samsung stuff on there, all of it gone. I literally root my phone to get rid of all that stuff, and not the route you think.
I think it's multiple sign-ins is your issue. I don't think it's the app. Like they probably all have a different password.
Correct. Which
Yeah.
are not all the same for the Russian hackers listening. It's not all big dick owl #69.
That's the same as your Bebo.
Yeah, my Bebo account. Please, if the Russian hackers are listening, get back into my Bebo. I'd love to get my Bebo back. How many
I'll
apps do
pay
you
you
have on your
anything.
phone right now, as a guess?
As a guess?
Have a
Ooh,
guess first. How many apps
all
do you
right.
think?
50?
50 apps.
Maybe more, actually.
Dun, 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 dun. For the listeners.
Yeah,
at
there's
home.
more than 50. I'm like 50. I'm already at 50 and I'm halfway down the first page. And I have one, two,
Okay,
one,
count them all. Count them. I
three,
want to hear the
4,
exact number.
5. I have 5 pages. Yeah, I'm gonna say a few hundred.
A few hundred apps on your phone. Bum, 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 bum. For the listeners at home, Howie is counting his apps on his iPhone. He's currently at 100. He's expected to get anywhere between 2,000 and 9,000. Bum, 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 bum. Howie's password is Al's Big Dick. #420. Smoke it. Blaze it. Bum, 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 bum. Counting apps. I'm going to guess 149 apps. I've just got a message from Zoom saying the servers are full. We have reached maximum capacity and time limit due to app counting. Oh, and my daughter's just graduated from school, mate. She was just in prep this morning. Now we just counted your apps. I'm going to start.
I'm nearly there.
I'm going to start a new podcast called Counting Apps. I'm going to interview people about how many apps they have on their phone and how many I can remove in an hour. That'd be a good podcast. What's on your phone? We just go through people's phones.
Is anyone still listening?
I'm not.
I'm nearly there.
I'm going to cut it all out. So it just sounds like, how many apps on your phone? 142.
How many you think?
I think you have 142.
Close. 241.
You do not have 241
I
apps
have
on your
241 apps on my phone.
I
Because
could
inside,
not even name 240 apps. How do you have over 200 apps on your phone?
made a lot of light bulbs.
All right. Welcome back to today's episode of Counting Apps, where we go through random people's phones and find out how many apps they have and what's on there. More specifically, I'm going now, mate. I want to find out what all these apps are. Okay, I think I have too many apps. You can stall now while I count my apps.
Just rocking back and forth in my chair, really.
All right. Do you want to guess how many apps I have? This is
13.
Now, did you count every single app you have, like settings?
Every single app.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, every single app.
And what was yours again?
242.
Guess how many I have?
16.
63.
How'd you do that? Is there a thing that tells you how many apps you have?
No, I just counted it.
How'd you count it so quickly?
Because I don't have a million pages.
All right.
This is very insightful podcasting listening. Because look, this is all my apps.
All your apps. They're all right.
For the listeners at home, I'm holding up a phone. 63 is 60 more apps than I need. I'm an old man now. I'm one of those old mans that just need. I'm not even one of those men that are like, I just wish a phone would be a phone again. And calls. I don't even want a phone call. I'm a millennial. I don't want a phone call. I need a messaging app and porn app. What else do you need on your phone?
Mate, how many rooms you got? How many lights you got?
Now, okay, let's do a deep dive on Howie's phone. I want to see. Hold up your phone. I want to see some of these apps for the listeners.
Quickly, I just want to explain
Yeah.
that if you have like the Google Home, like you buy lights that suit Google Home, and then you just have the one app to control all those lights.
I just want to say that we brought the cheapest ones we could find, and then we couldn't find that brand again, so we had to buy different ones. That's why they have multiple.
Kmart's got the Nebula, which is kind of the same as Google Home.
Oh yeah, that's
cheaper.
another app too.
What do I got here? Like I got all my social media apps, travel apps, the Apple utilities. I got entertainment, so all the streaming services.
Do you group your
banking
apps?
app? Yeah, I have to. There's 242 of them. Finance, I've got multiple banks.
You've got multiple
sports.
banks. What are you, a drug dealer?
Yeah.
How many banks do you have?
1, 2, 3. The kind of 4, maybe 3, kind of 4. Stuff's in different locations.
Okay. I don't want to give away too much personal info, but why do you need 3 kind of 4 banks?
Well, the Cayman Islands brought out their own app, so. By Cayman Islands, I mean ING. I've got sports. I got health apps, all those kind of things. Lifestyle apps, utilities apps.
What's the difference between a health and a lifestyle app?
So health is like all MyFitnessPal, timers and stuff for my job, beep test, blah blah blah. And then lifestyles like Shazam, IMDb, like the Service New South Wales apps, all those kind of things, or Service. You probably have a Service Queensland app. Then I've got like like how you have all those loyalty cards, like Flybys and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't take a wallet with me anywhere. There's an app that controls all your like Woolworths card, your Flybys cards, all that kind of thing. Then I've got like apps for my Apple Watch. I've got apps for Telstra and Optus. I've got apps for my remotes to like TVs and stuff in the house. I've got my Office 365 apps. I got Amazon apps. I got food apps if you need to order food. I got game apps. And then I've got, just all these bits and pieces that I probably need to group. If you
install an app, you never uninstall it.
They uninstall themselves if I don't use them after a little while.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I haven't really grouped them all together. Like the main ones are all grouped together, and then there's ones down the page that I've downloaded and just forgot about.
Am I an old man for hating apps?
I just think there's a better way to go about it. Like buy all the same stuff, spend the extra money.
Yeah.
So that you're not pissed off about apps.
Then okay, my daughter has her own app for her photos from daycare. Then my other daughter has her one for her school. Then the canteen have one.
Yeah, send them all to the same school. Like sounds like a you problem. Like, why'd you send them to different schools? Age? Make them smarter. Make it so they're all at the top level. Or bring the top one down.
Bring the top one down.
Put Lainey back into daycare. I want to go to school, Papa. No. Are you going to get breastfed today? But I'm 8.
I wonder if there's a limit of apps you can have in your phone. Or I guess it's just storage. I couldn't even name 240 apps. That's crazy. I'm very impressed. Let's start a podcast.
Maybe that can be an episode.
Yeah,
naming apps.
What's on your phone?
What's on your phone?
I don't think anyone's going to beat 240. Write us in if you have more than 240 apps on your phone.
242, just saying.
At 242. Linking Slinkies at gmail.com.
So we got to kind of finish this podcast up. What's the last topic on there, Alex, that you want to, what annoys you about a specific TV show?
So the other thing that annoys me besides a billion cajillion apps is kid shows. So when a kid gets, for those listeners at home that don't actually have kids, when your kid gets into a show, they really get into a show. They'll just focus on that show. Doesn't matter if they've seen all the episodes. Doesn't matter if they've seen the movie. They'll rewatch rewatch, and you have to rewatch or re-listen to it over and over again. So my daughter's really into H2O, just add water. Have you seen H2O, just add water?
Yeah, I used to love it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
The
It was
OG
around
the
when
OG
we were
version.
younger.
Yeah, it's changed now. It was the OG back in the day.
Used to be
Yeah.
cool. No, she watches the old ones. They're on Netflix. So basically, the premise is they're normal girls that when they touch water, they turn into mermaids.
Yeah.
So they're always in really normal
Sticky
situations, sticky situations, but there's the ever presence of water. But get this, where do they live? Right
coast.
next to the beach. Where do they walk every day? The beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every
Do they
single
shower?
day. Do they shower?
Do they drink water? Like, what happens if they drink water and...
We're getting deep into the H2O lore now. I think
I
they
remember
use
every time I
straws a
drank
lot.
water. Oh, right. I've missed my mouth multiple times a day when drinking water.
That's the thing. They go to have a glass. I don't even think it's just water. It can be anything.
Yeah.
So they'll
Yeah.
be like, if it's a foggy morning, you'll never
Yeah.
see them. Can't walk outside.
Can't walk outside. Just no legs.
Just
Just no legs. Just no legs.
Why would you walk along the beach if you touch water, you turn to a mermaid?
Rainy day? Because the coast does rain.
I don't think they can go. I don't think they can go outside when it rains.
What if you have a job?
Well, they're
How do you
like
get to work?
15.
Their job is to save the planet. One mermaid disaster at a time without getting
what
wet.
if it rains? What
Unless
if
they
it
want
does
to.
rain?
Yeah.
What
What if they have a headache and they have a Panadol? They sip some water.
I think they're allowed to drink water.
Who makes the rules? Who makes the rules?
The mermaid god.
The mermaid god. I have some questions.
But it's not just water as well. I think it's other types of liquid. So these are teenage girls. Like, what if they get overly excited? Like they're gonna get wet and turn into mermaids, right?
Because they have boyfriends in the show, so surely
They
one thing
have
leads to another.
boyfriends. They're teenagers. What if?
Yeah.
Oh no, Brandon, you got some of your cum on me. I'm turning into a mermaid.
And then it's the whole calling the friends, and they have minutes to rescue them from the situation.
Yeah, no, mate, 10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds. They live on the other side of town, but they always make it there just in time.
That's it. Brandon, you got cum on me. And then they beep, 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 beep. Stacy, quick. He did it again. I'll be right there. And this is like really tense moment. And then, hi, Brandon, I've just got to grab her for a second. She's like, ah. And then they throw her in the other room and she's lying on the floor as a fish.
Yeah. And he has
Brandon's
no
like,
idea.
That's a bit weird. Anyway, back to being a dude.
Just continues on with life. Yeah.
That's the premise of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. We could write an episode right here, right now.
Okay.
Just in 2 seconds.
Cold start. It's a beautiful sunny, I think it's filmed on the Gold Coast. It's a beautiful Gold Coast morning. They're at a cafe, right? You be a mermaid and I'll be the waiter. All right, ready?
All right. I am a mermaid. No, I can't say that, can I? No, I am not a mermaid.
Cut. Take two. Okay. I'm walking over to the table with a tray of, you guessed it, water.
Water. Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, I'm walking. All right. Hi.
And I don't see a problem with this. All right. Now I'm just getting in the zone. Yeah. There is no risk to me here right now.
Okay.
Yes, I am table 6.
All right, let's start again. Okay, ready? Table 6.
Yep.
Okay, here's your tray of water. I'm placing the tray carefully down on the table.
Yep. There's no issues here. No risk here. Yep.
I slightly spilt the tray. Water is
did not see this coming.
falling to the edge of the table in a tense 3-cut motion.
Stacy, about to get wet from the water.
Water is growing ever closer to the edge of the table.
And then enter the magical theme song of ching, ching, or whatever it is, some magical tune. Yeah, that something's about to happen.
Yeah.
And then next minute I'm just flopping around on the floor, but no one knows. No one's watching. Drag me into the bathroom before anyone sees. Wait for me to dry off.
There's this cool room that I swear this season, all of them have been in this cool room in the back of the cafe 7 times. But no one's, and then every time one of them's a fish on the floor, every time someone goes near the cool room, oh, I'll get that. Don't worry. Don't go in the cool room. There's certainly not a half fish on there. Anyway, that's my gripe with H2O, just add water.
H2O.
Get better, H2O, just add water.
Get better. Get more believable. It's kind of like the latest Fast and Furious where they build a spaceship in a day out of a shitty car. It's
what?
Riders are getting lazy, I think. The last Fast and Furious. Good movie. Like it was like action packed. So action is 12 out of so action they get a 12 out of 10. All right. Storyline, not so much. They have to go to space immediately and they just build a car. Are you making this up? No. They make like Fast and Furious has always been pretty unbelievable, but the action and storyline's been okay. This one's just the action dials come up next level and the storylines just come way down. And it's just fight scene, drive scene, just nonstop action, which was pretty cool. But they literally, to defeat the bad guys in the end, have to make a car into a spaceship, fly up into the last ozone layer or something they can get to, and then they shoot them into space, and then they just float around in space with a car that they've just engineered into a spaceship by just putting sealer around everything so oxygen, can't get out. And then they're in fishing suits, the ones that people walk along the bottom of the water with the big head thing. They're just in that, and they're just up in space, and they had snacks. So that, like, why would they take snacks into space? They can't eat them.
For real?
That's for real. No. This is the final few scenes, and then they get stuck because everyone forgets about them. Like 2 of the most leading actors, they get stuck up there, and then they have to get rescued, and they don't show you how they get rescued. So I'm very interested in how they get rescued. There's just plot holes. And there's this other one. He needs to jump the cliff. So instead of not jumping the cliff, which seems to be the reasonable thing to do, he snaps the bridge off and hooks the bridge under his tire and then swings to the other side of the cliff and lands in a pretty dramatic fashion, but not a scratch on any of them. Meanwhile, I know people that can't even reverse out of the main street without causing an incident.
Hope you're driving safe. Maybe that's the problem. What is it? Is this Fast and Furious 9?
Yeah, his mum never loved him.
That's it. He was pulling. Who is it? Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Yeah, never got told to drive safe.
Yeah, that's the whole premise of the Fast and Furious franchise is because they didn't have mums that said drive safe, Dal.
Yeah. See, mum didn't tell me to drive safe. I could get to Sydney in half the time. I would have NOS on, and I would just jump the cliffs on the way. This is bullshit, mum. This is bullshit. Unlike me, I'm taking the freeway like a bloody imbecile.
Although I have been in the car quite a few times with you, mate, and I really do think you need to drive a bit more safe.
No.
Although I haven't probably drove with you since, I don't know, you're on your P's.
I have places to be. I don't have much time.
Speaking of fun times driving on our P's, do you recall a certain time you almost killed me in your car?
I think whilst you think I almost killed you, I think I kind of saved your life.
So those stop signs, they're not for everyone?
No, they're just more of a recommendation. It's just like, recommend you stop. Don't have to. It was late, mate.
Okay,
it was late.
So we're going to tell the story now. Well, it was late. It was nighttime. I don't think it was that late.
Oh, 9-ish.
9-ish. Yeah, I'm in bed by 9 now, so that's pretty late. It was 9 o'clock. We're going along a normal road. Nothing special, nothing fancy. 9 o'clock. We're just driving along. I'm not really paying attention, and I just feel boom. I was like, what the hell was that? And I look over. Were you on your phone?
No, I just wasn't. I just didn't see the sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Howie was like, oh, that was a stop sign. But the stop sign was there because it's like a through road or whatever. But also that road like is half a mini hill. So we just like Dukes of Hazards across. The whole, that's how I remember it.
Ooh. Yeah, I just remember saying it at the last minute because we were driving it like, we were driving probably a bit quick. And I
We
just saw
were
the stop
driving.
sign, but it was kind of, mate, I didn't see you pulling on the handbrake. It was kind of it was a bit late by the time I saw the sign. So I just went with it. Even though I drove that road every day for like 12 months.
Yeah.
And no. It was not time.
I also remember being in the car with you, mate, and you going pretty fast out to Nundle as well.
Yeah. That's Nundle. Yeah, look. Young and fun is what I like to say.
And full of colour.
YOLO. I reckon that's our episode. What do you reckon?
Sounds good, mate. How are we going to close it
Sounds
off?
good. So we got the end. We got the outro, which is thanks for tuning in, everyone. We're going to make this a little bit smoother, but for now, it's very roboty. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. You can follow us on Instagram at blah blah blah. When that's made up. Oh, don't say the blah blah blah.
Yeah, don't.
You can follow us on Instagram.
Have
The
you
Linking
checked
Slinkies.
Is it the Linking Slinkies podcast?
The Linking Slinkies. Yep. Podcast. Yep. The Linking Slinkies podcast. Or you can email requests through to the Gmail account, which is Alex.
linkingslinkies@gmail.com.
And as always, remember, don't try to fix your mate's slinky.